By the end of the 8th century, Charlemagne had emerged as one of Europe's greatest leaders, dominating much of Western Europe. His Carolingian Empire stretched from France to Germany and parts of Italy. Charlemagne extended his control using strong military tactics and shrewd political alliances. In this context, Rome was an important religious and political center where Pope Leo III held power. However, Pope Leo III encountered opposition from a group of rebellious nobles who were dissatisfied with his rule. The conflict between the Pope and these rebels created a critical situation, threatening the stability of both Rome and the unity of Christianity. Charlemagne, as defender of the church and ally of the Pope, decided to intervene to protect Leo III and resolve this conflict. The Battle of Rome in 800 was not only a military confrontation, but also an important political event, marking the close relationship between Charlemagne and the Pope, and strengthening his power in Italy. Upon receiving a call for help from Pope Leo III, Charlemagne quickly prepared for a military campaign to relieve Rome. He gathered a large army of elite soldiers from all parts of the Carolingian Empire. This army consisted of well-equipped and well-trained cavalry units, infantry, and special troops. Charlemagne personally led the army, demonstrating his determination and loyalty to the church. Before undertaking the operation, Charlemagne and his generals planned a detailed strategy, ensuring that every aspect of the campaign was thoroughly prepared. They discussed travel routes, possible ambush points, and how to deal with the rebels. The Frank March began from Aachen, the center of the Carolingian Empire, and headed south through the Alps to Rome. Along the way, Charlemagne always encouraged his soldiers and reminded them of the importance of this mission, not only for the benefit of the empire, but also to protect the Christian faith. When approaching Rome, Charlemagne's army began to encounter strong resistance from the rebels. These rebels were Roman nobles who were dissatisfied with the rule of Pope Leo III and wanted to overthrow him. They prepared carefully, organizing raids and using local knowledge to their advantage. Initial clashes took place in the suburbs of Rome, where rebels took advantage of the difficult terrain to ambush the Franks. Despite many difficulties and losses, the Frank army maintained its formation and continued to advance. The resistance of the rebels demonstrates their determination to protect their interests, but also highlights the strength and determination of Charlemagne's army in completing its mission. These skirmishes did not slow Charlemagne's advance, but showed that the war would not be easy. However, with Charlemagne's determined leadership, the Frankish army gradually overcame obstacles and moved closer to Rome. After overcoming initial clashes, Charlemagne's army reached Rome and began a siege of the city. Charlemagne decided to launch a full siege to force the rebels to surrender and rescue Pope Leo III. The Franks set up camps around the city using watchtowers and catapults to attack the fortified walls. From inside the city, the rebels mounted fierce counterattacks to repel the Franks and secure their positions. The siege lasted many days, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The Franks continuously attacked with catapults, mobile forts, and wall ladders, while the rebels bravely defended every inch of land. However, Charlemagne's determination did not weaken. He believes that victory is only a matter of time. The relentless efforts of the Frankish army eventually gradually weakened the rebels' defenses. Charlemagne's patience and determination bore fruit as the rebel defenses began to show fatigue and weakness. Charlemagne decided to launch a full-scale attack on Rome. He directed his soldiers to use ladders to climb the city walls, while catapults and archers created a protective barrier. The attack was fierce with the participation of both infantry and cavalry. Fierce fighting broke out on the city walls and gates, with both sides suffering heavy losses. Charlemagne himself led the attack, encouraging his soldiers and ensuring that they did not abandon their goal of taking the city. The Frank army attacked from many sides, putting great pressure on the rebels. Although the rebels fought bravely and mounted continuous counterattacks, they could not withstand the strength and determination of the Franks. This decisive attack was not only the final test for the rebels, but also a testament to Charlemagne's able leadership and the perseverance of the Frankish army. With smooth coordination and flexible tactics, the Franks broke through the last rebel lines, entered Rome, and rescued Pope Leo III. Despite facing a strong attack from the Franks, the rebels did not give up easily. They continued to mount counterattacks from within the citadel, using the terrain and knowledge of the city to create a tactical advantage. Fierce fighting took place in the streets and city walls, where the rebels took every possible advantage to hold out. However, Charlemagne remained determined, directing the army to continue pressure on the citadel. He used flexible and decisive tactics to defeat the rebels step by step. Although the Lombards were brave, they could not hold out for long against the fierce and continuous attack of the Franks. These fierce battles demonstrated the strength and steadfastness of the Franks in accomplishing their campaign goals. Charlemagne's generals demonstrated excellent command, making quick and effective decisions to maintain superiority on the battlefield. Ultimately, the strength and determination of the Franks prevailed, weakening and completely defeating the rebel resistance. After several days of siege and fighting, the Frankish army finally broke through the rebel lines and advanced deep into Rome. The rebels, although fighting bravely, could not withstand the strength and discipline of Charlemagne's army. Rome was captured and the rebels were completely defeated, marking an important victory for Charlemagne in his campaign to protect Pope Leo III. Charlemagne personally led the final attacks, ensuring that not a single rebel soldier could escape. This victory not only consolidated Charlemagne's power in Rome, but also opened new opportunities for the expansion of the Carolingian Empire. With the capture of Rome, Charlemagne eliminated a major threat and asserted his dominance in Italy. This success also strengthened the relationship between Charlemagne and Pope Leo III, laying the foundation for long-term cooperation between the Carolingian Empire and the Catholic Church. After his victory, Charlemagne began the process of consolidating control in Rome. He appointed Frankish officials to administrative positions, established new laws, and ensured the security of the region. The presence of the Frankish army here helped maintain order and prevent future uprisings. Guard posts and fortresses were built to protect newly occupied lands. Charlemagne also promoted administrative and military reforms to effectively integrate Rome into his empire. Establishing a new management system not only helps maintain stability, but also creates favorable conditions for the economic and social development of the region. Charlemagne laid the foundations for a lasting integration, making Rome an integral part of the Carolingian Empire. This not only consolidated Charlemagne's power, but also ensured the empire's long-term dominance in the region. New control over Rome helped Charlemagne strengthen his relationship with the church and increase his influence over the entire Italian peninsula.